everybody. Dears. Oh, I don't need these, actually. Hi, honey.
Hi.
This isn't gonna... We're not gonna watch it yet. Hi, dears. Welcome back. You can go watch the interview. I'll put it up all by itself. There'll be links to part 1 and 2. But I wanted to take a minute and... we really are enjoying the interview, and I had some good takeaways from the first one. Angie was telling me about, his drawing, and I mean, he literally put amplifiers and preamps in there.
That was like 4.
Yeah, I mean,
4.
and then what our takeaway from the first interview is the quality of the interview, the intelligent questions and discussions when we come from a place where our superstars can't string together 2 intelligent sentences and then constantly get busted for something criminal. So it was really refreshing. The hard work ethic, right? I mean,
that he likes to swim, that he had to choose over the taekwondo over his
what was going on about? We got maybe something wrong with his org. I'd have to, if you could let us know about it. He had talked about his health issues, so he switched. And because of the way the translation works, that got brushed over pretty quick, so I didn't get an answer.
Yeah, it was interesting. And then, but yeah, no, just to get an insight of how he approaches his work and his art. He's a very self-disciplined individual, and probably the reason for a lot of his success is because of that. I'm sure in his family, all of that is highly valued, right?
Well, I didn't talk about it enough, but in the last SOS, we did the EMI gala. And I don't know why I was so spaced off about it, because, I think I'm actually now SOS is in my heart, and I think that's what my confusion was about. So I really like Akaneda too. I think I'm saying that right. But SOS, that the one phrasing in the one part, which everybody loves too. I'm not special. But I think, because a few comments let me know, it's like the 4th time I've heard it. So he plays it in every concert, so I heard it there. And then I heard it blew my mind, made me curse, and thank goodness the deers forgave me and came back.
Right.
Then I heard it with you in the concert, and then so at least 4 times. And I kind of felt bad, like, well, why couldn't I remember?
Right.
And it's now going to be trying to put the names of everything together with the melody lines, because it doesn't click the same way as some... heavy metal thing that I'm not used to all of it. So, but I just wanted to acknowledge that. So I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to edit it together with something at the end, and this is going to be their video. But you and I are going to go watch this right now, and we're going to record it for them. But you have to understand, it's a 20-minute video clip we're going to try to do, so we can't... Rollen is not good at being quiet, and if I start talking, we'll never get through it. So, we'll come back. I would watch this little clip, should have all of our updates to what we think about part 2, and I'm going to edit it together with this one right here, and that's where the information will really be. And we'll put a note in the interviews
in the headline
and connections to this video, so you can get a little deeper insight, because we do have a takeaway
we wanted
from the interview. We just don't want to make it 5 parts like another concert. That's all. So we'll be back in a little bit. For you, it's just going to be a split second. For us, we're going to watch part 2 right now. We're back.
Yeah, we concluded the other part of the interview, and I'm a little bit of a mess. It was very emotional for me. I think because Dimash is so humble, and then listening to his story of how he became, a celebrity himself, and then he just has such good foundation, of his family around him.
I found that when he said he'd have that he'd want his whole family to stay together if they could. The wisdom of having the elders in your home, and
Oh yeah.
I like all that very much. It was interesting, the Jackie Chan.
Oh, that was fabulous. And I knew that he was a big Jackie
I
Chan
did too.
fan from a childhood, from when he was young. And his dream was to meet.
Well, that is amazing.
And then to find out that Jackie Chan was watching him on The Singer.
Well, I've seen Jackie sing, so I know.
Oh, he sings too?
You didn't. Oh.
Oh, I didn't know that.
If you let her know, address your comments to Angie and explain. But
I didn't know that.
Jackie sings.
Really? I had no clue.
Oh yeah, you don't have any clue because
Wow.
it's like this kind of singing, not.
I did not have
Oh yeah,
no
I think
idea.
he doesn't have a pop song.
How did
He
I
does.
miss that?
He does some entertaining, right? I maybe I'm misunderstood.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure he sings.
Wow. Yeah, that was cool. And then, okay, let me, what it got me at the end there? I just got all...
Well, going home to have the concert at home.
He's more
and,
tough, yeah. Just, he has just
the peace
so much
and then the war and
respect for
peace.
his...
And I respect,
yeah.
I do respect being nice and kind to each other very much.
Right.
I would hope the people with intentions to rule the whole world at once would hope that regional traditions and things get to continue. I would certainly hate to see a generic one world idea that everyone has to act the same.
Nope.
So that's the only place because I see a lot of the traditional values in his statements, but then I watch reality and I see that a lot of those traditions are trying to be erased. So I get confused, and that's why I don't ever take no sides.
Yeah, because every culture has traditions for a reason, and we shouldn't get rid of them.
Yeah.
It's important for us to keep our history,
As long as, I would argue, and as long as they're kind, they're not doing harm.
Positive traditions,
yes.
family traditions. That are passed down from generations.
Home, family, keeping your family around out of respect and for their wisdom is a lot different than everyone having to live together because they can't find homes.
Yeah, that's
a different thing. So I'm only addressing it from the traditional family-based value, because in other places, it's not the same. So it's all very it's crazy. The world is changing very fast.
And then they showed some of the clips. Now, we haven't seen a lot of that stuff. We haven't seen The Singer.
No.
And, some of that stuff that we should probably,
Yeah, we should go back.
Go and see some of this. Because you can see how much he's grown up just in a little,
Mature.
My goodness. And then the stories about his voice. I can't imagine. That blew me away the most, I think, was that they had to have injections.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
I'd have to know more about it. It's crazy.
And then his voice basically only worked.
Yeah, so I would. That was amazing. And I can understand, because it was early. That was probably, like he said, you're going out to 2 billion people.
Yeah.
That is.
That's a heck of a pressure there, boy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It was very good, and and then the fact that he didn't give an interview, and then he finally gave an interview. I think that's what.
Well, that's what we're trying to. I'm trying to explain that some of these. I just hope everybody gets to keep calling home home.
Yes.
And that's why I'm struggling with a lot of current events right now, because sometimes it seems like one of the sides wants to get rid of all of our home values. Mm. So I am going with that. I'm going with taking care of my dad and my family and my loved ones and my Pancho and Pablo, and out of love and respect, though, not out of desperation.
Yeah, no, I think that he has good messages, and he, strong family. I very much appreciate that. right? And I have to say, my personal opinion is this is one of the best interviews I've ever seen from both an interviewer and an interviewee perspective. Like,
It
I'm
was
just,
very well done.
yeah, just very well, very good. So, all right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you have
Thank
anything
you.
else?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
I very much enjoyed it, and I have a good takeaway, and now I want to know more. And then SOS showing up again was sort of the solidifying factor to make me realize that, you know what it is? It's the first line I get confused with other ones. But then as soon as now I'm like, oh. So, because I want... All right, here, my last thought. You want to know what's going on? So for most music that I've listened to, first couple notes, I know the song. For Dimash songs or like Miss Fabian songs, I have to wait till I recognize something for the click to take place and the knowledge to get ready. And I'm not...
Oh, that's
It puts me in a vulnerable spot. Wow, don't stop reacting to me. She doesn't know what I'm talking. Well, she
No,
does.
I do
She's
it. I know
serious.
exactly what you're talking about
So
because
that's-
that's like me with every song.
Okay, well, I don't like being in that vulnerable. I like knowing what I'm talking about sometimes, even if I'm pretending like I don't. And and yeah, so sometimes I don't recognize it right at the first note. So then I start. If I would just keep my mouth shut and get to the part I recognize, I could probably pretend like I know my songs even better than I do. But for me, I get frustrated because I'm like, man, I don't want to sound like a weirdo, but I love this kid. He's changed my life a little bit. So it's like, why can't I nail it from note one? Well, because I struggle with the language barrier in the songs. And my final note, I agree, where from watching the concert, and I've talked about this since the beginning of my channel, art is subjective. And what it turns out with the Deers is we've all subjectively decided that music speaks to our heart. And because it speaks to our heart and our soul, we can come together and all of the barriers break down. But it's still subjective by nature. Because unfortunately, there are people with dark hearts that can't have this isn't speaking to them, right? It's something else, and it's a different message. And then when you take away the message and how it resonates with us, it takes us higher. It never takes us lower. That is an amazing power. So I'll just stop it there so I don't need my own tissue. And glad you're happy. All right. Take care. My
Bye.
love to all the Deers.
Yes. Bye, dears.